From coast to coast of Ireland, our old buildings are calling out to be loved and lived in. But restoration is no easy task. Who dares take on the challenge of reclaiming our ruins as homes fit for the future? It's February 2025, and Hugh has travelled to County Roscommon to visit the town of Elphin, where, slap bang in the middle of the underpopulated Main Street, the town's 145-year-old bank is in the process of being repurposed. Hugh's meeting local couple Mary Morris and Colm Dowd.
Good morning.
How are you? Lovely to meet you.
And likewise.
Great to meet
Morning,
you.
Phil. You're welcome to
You're
Elphin.
well?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Come on in.
Great.
They have already opened an emporium in the former banking hall, but now they've taken on the challenge of converting the bank manager's residence upstairs into their home so that they can live over the shop.
Oh, look at the size of the hall. Love it. It's massive.
Beneath the dust, you can see that this place was built to impress.
Built 1879. This was
Yeah.
the bank manager's residence.
Yeah, posh.
Posh,
Yeah,
yes.
the bank manager was a very important
Yes.
person in the town in those
Seemingly.
times.
Yeah, yeah. And now we have Colm. He's the teller and I'm the manager.
There you go.
Mary and Colm have their roles laid out, but this building requires a serious investment of time and money.
We got it into our name in
December
2022.
Correct. How much did you buy the building for?
Final bid, 330. And now this is our first home together.
Mary and Colm's first home will continue Mary's family tradition of living above the shop, here in Elphin.
So, Mary, you're a local lass.
Absolutely. I can trace back a long, long time. My father had a butcher shop at the bottom of the town. My mother had a grocery shop at the top of the town.
Great.
So I would have been, as they say, reared by the village.
So you're a blow-in.
Well, yes, a light breeze brought me. I'm only from about 5 minutes out the road.
You've done how much work so far in the building?
Well, the shop, naturally enough, was
Yeah.
the first thing that was done.
Mary moved her business from her mother's shop down the road to the Grand Banking Hall as soon as Colm had cleared away the workings of the bank and sealed the old building as best he could.
The roof needed work. Electricians have been in, a few wires pulled through.
The heating's on.
Well, it needed to be put on so that
Yeah.
the building wouldn't get any worse.
No one has lived in the three-bedroom residence for 30 years and damp has set in. But Colm has been hard at work, seeking out leaks and dodgy windows in each of the 11 rooms. Although he's a fixer, he's not a tidier.
Let's go and see what's happening.
I'm going to take you down this direction,
Great.
down to the piece de resistance.
Lovely light-filled room, isn't it?
Yes, isn't it lovely?
Yeah.
Right. This is where we need you.
In the bedroom.
Absolutely. Yes.
So this is going to be your main bedroom.
Yes, ideally.
Tell them.
Just directly across the road is actually where we met.
Yeah.
Where Colm first clapped eyes on me.
Mary and Colm met in 2014 when they were both in their 40s and owned their own homes. It was love at first sight. They were cut out for each other, but working out the layout of their future love nest is less clear.
This suite, what I would like, the ambition, the vision, is that this will be our space. But I'm going to introduce the elephant in the room,
Which is?
a infrared sauna. Okay? It's 6 foot by 6 foot. So basically,
Yeah,
just
but
need
the
to.
sauna should be out in the back garden.
No, because I'm
With
not going
the
to go all the
plunge
way down
pool.
the stairs
With
and
the
come back
plunge
up again.
pool.
Yeah.
Come on now.
It's out of bed, into the sauna, into the shower, wardrobe, out the door.
Yeah.
Face the day.
All self-contained here.
It's
And
fabulous.
Colm can bring the coffees and the pastries to me to bed then.
Isn't that fabulous?
Yeah, isn't that
And-
nice?
Yeah.
Colm will have his work cut out.
who's going to be living in the building?
The two of us.
Yeah.
And possibly our niece, if she behaves, can move in as well. That's Aisling May. sorry.
Aisling May is her name.
Mary's my aunt. She's my godmother. We like to joke that she's my spiritual guidance. I moved here around 2.5 years ago, and I've been staying with Mary and Colin since. I grew up in Italy, but I would come here during the summers and spend the whole summer with my granny and granddad. So this is still home. We're a bit of a family now. We're a bit of a unit.
Their niece, Aisling may be awarded the attic bedroom if she stays on their good sides. The vast and imposing former boardroom will become their sitting room, while through the dramatic archway there will be a bathroom and 2 bedrooms, with an ensuite built into their own, housing their very own sauna. A dining room will also look out onto the street. On the ground floor, Mary and Colin started converting the banking hall directly after they bought the building in 2022. The bank manager's office is now the shop's storeroom, and the couple plan to renovate the old kitchen and scullery as their own, with a surprising second kitchen on the return upstairs. The broad carriage arch to the side links the long garden with the street.
If you like, you've sealed the building.
Yes.
Now you have to put it back together.
Yes.
Who's putting it back together?
Me, hopefully.
You by yourself?
Not myself. Now we'll have the electricians are in, the plumbers are in. Sort of work I'm not going to do. I'd be hoping floorboards, all that sort of stuff I can put back.
You'll be putting down?
Yeah.
And who's stripping all the
Non-partition wall.
wallpaper and making good?
Me.
Okay, so if I look at the building at the moment, you're all over the place.
Pretty
You know,
much,
there's not
yeah.
one room.
Everything has started and nothing is finished.
What's the process to finish this now?
It depends on what job needs doing first.
They've applied for the €70,000 vacant properties refurbishment grant and must have a working kitchen and bathroom in order to qualify for it.
You've got the Croí Cónaithe grant, and do you have a deadline on that?
It has to be habitable
Yeah.
for the end of May.
That's 2 months away.
If I come back now in 2 months, what am I going to see?
You'll see a new kitchen and a new bathroom.
What?
We'll get it done.
You will?
Oh, yes. Even though I don't think you'll believe us.
Tell us about the budget.
235,000. There is probably about 100,000 spent. We've another 135,000 to
Right.
go.
If a mortal went out and bought this building and was doing the work on this building and was using a contractor, there's £1 million
Yes.
quid here, believe it or believe it not. And you're telling me you're going to do it for $250,000.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm saying, fine, fine. But I'm saying I believe you need to have a job
Plan.
list and plan. You get the plumber in and he does the bathroom and the kitchen and then he goes away again. That's all racking up money. So the plumber comes in, the plumber goes out, the plasterer comes in, the plasterer goes...
Yeah.
It's like a dance.
Yes.
What's that dance
Yes.
called?
The hokey pokey.
Yeah, it's like the hokey pokey. And you can't have the hokey pokey, lad. Because at the moment I can't see anything.
Isn't it lucky that our minds can?
Looking at the building, it really is a large project.
They've got 2 months until their grant deadline to finish a bathroom and kitchen. But after that, the rest of the project is unmapped. For all their can-do positivity, they could end up moving into a building site. Colin is a farmer, but he has been spending every bit of his spare time working on the house for a year now. Today marks his first major intervention, taking down a non-original wall.
Today we're going to take out the partition wall inside in what will be the master bedroom. So there'll be a lot of smashing, a lot of dust and a little bit of chaos for a while. Yeah, getting on good. It won't take that long to get through this.
Nothing daunts Colin.
It's a lot of fun. I had to be a lot of sleepless nights wondering about jobs or whether I was fit to do them or not, but just get stuck in and get at it. None of them actually seemed that bad.
A little bit out of breath now, but I'll be okay. Oh, boys, that'll knock sweat out of you.
Downstairs, Mary's holding the fort in her shop in the already converted banking hall.
People walk in here and they say, oh, Mary, you did a lovely job here. No. In this physical space, I can say that Colm did so much physical work. He did everything, and exactly the same is happening in the residential part of the building. It's innate in him to be kind to people, though. He will do it for everybody.
That's the thing. Mary and Colm are such a great team. They're different, yet combined, they work brilliantly. Like Mary, her brain is constantly working on where to put things, how to move stuff, and Colm is actually able to put it together.
So I do the paperwork, I do the submissions, I do the financial controlling and the creative design. That's my input.
Their newly expanded bedroom suite is their main focus in the project.
Her mind will be gone into overdrive when she sees this, wondering what she can fit into this room.
This space is the most important space in the entire building, because this is our place that will be our space of tranquility and respite away from the world.
It's our private space.
It's our private
Outside
space.
that door, people that come to the house are welcome, but this is our space here. And when you close that door in the evening, this rest and just get away from the world.
Yeah.
And that,
So it deserves time to design and to put everything in place. We deserve that time.
oh, we do.
This will be the place of solitude and peace.
When it's finished. Until then, no peace.
Mary was born and brought up on the same street as the bank. But, like most of her siblings, she moved away when she left home. The town has more than its share of empty premises.
When we ended up buying here, I think it also gave people a hope that, well, if they have hope in Elphin, maybe we should have too. And since that, there's been 4 or 5 buildings that were vacant or after being bought, and they're in the process of being done up. So I hope that we have given that little bit of spirit and courage to people by taking on this project. So this was my mother's shop, and then I opened it up as my shop when I came back here to look after Mummy and Daddy.
Mary cared for her parents in old age, setting up an earlier version of her shop here in order to bring in an income.
I was sent out to the shop to serve from when I was 5, but I would have been taught by Mammy, first of all, to be pleasant and to give that little extra to the customer.
Although to this day she enjoys maintaining her mother's approach, Mary also values the quiet sanctuary of home. However, at the bank, for now, peaceful home life is still a pipe dream. It's one of many problems to fix, but the wall in Aisling May's potential future bedroom is damp.
So, as you can see, it has come through here and the plaster has got very bossed and starting to come off. So we'll have to find the problem outside and then fix what's in here. The plaster on the chimney, when we had a scaffold before and we're doing the roof, the plaster was all coming off it. So we had assumed that that was what was causing the issue here. But it turns out it's not. There's some other issue.
To date, Colm has already pursued the vast job of patching up a series of leaks around the house, adding breathable, natural lime plaster where the old concrete exterior had caused water to be trapped in the walls.
So we'll just have to rescaffold it and try again and see. We'll take off another bit of the plaster and hopefully if we find a wet spot on the wall, that's where the water is getting in, and we'll replaster that, and fingers crossed this time we'll bring it to a conclusion.
It's the 1st of April, but Colm's nobody's fool. With the vacant properties grant deadline for the much-needed €70,000 looming just a month away, he's battling to meet requirements and get the main downstairs kitchen and utility finished.
Okay, this is when the absolute madness starts. So over the next 5 weeks, we have to get the electrics, the plumbing, the kitchen, the bathroom, and the living area. Maybe it is panic, but it's the only way we understand life.
There is a bit of pressure. This room that I'm actually standing in here, we're going taking out the floor out of this today and getting this ready for a new floor in.
The kitchen needs to be complete within weeks, but Colm is still digging floors.
Fingers crossed, come the 1st of May, we might even get a day off and sit back and relax and wait for the deadline. Wishful thinking, maybe, but...
Very wishful. It's the busiest time of the farming calendar, and Colm has to throw down his tools and dash back to his farm at irregular intervals.
Went out yesterday morning and one of the cows actually had twins, a little boy and a little girl, and as I was going I noticed that the cow was inclined to puck and kick at the little bull calf. So she just seems to have rejected him. She's not inclined to let him suck, so I don't really know what's going on there. I'm hoping she will take to him, but it's a case that he may have to be fed on a bottle for a while. So, as I say, it's just a matter of waiting and see. Come on. Come on. I'll have to be going in and out a couple of times a day now to feed him until I'm happy that he's either sucking the cow or we'll maybe have to get a new home for him.
Within a few days, Colm's exhausted from his regular tri-hourly calf feeding duties, but has to plough ahead on site.
Today we have a mini digger and a small dump truck hired, and we're taking out the concrete around by the back door and up by the side of the building.
He's called in help from tradesman Christopher Mulvihill to remove old concrete at the side of the house, which is trapping damp into the walls. But access to the side of the house is not straightforward.
We possibly will have to break a small bit out of the door to get in, but we need to do it to get a sewer pipe round up as far as the bathroom.
Colm is in his element.
Oh yeah, this is the fun bit. A lot of smashing and breaking and noise and boys and their toys.
Meanwhile, Mary is meeting her friend, local man Bernie Carty, who restored Elphin's most distinctive landmark, an 18th century windmill once used to grind corn. The sails blew off in a recent storm, and Mary has taken it on herself to raise the funds to replace them.
So the sails of our beautiful windmill have been removed.
Bernie grew up in a cottage outside Elphin and went on to work as a porter in the bank from the 1970s until the 2000s. As a child, Bernie had never set foot in a bank.
We wouldn't have any money to go into a bank, you see, because my father died young. My mother was left with the widow's pension, which was 4 shillings in those days, 4 old shillings. It was something new for me to be inside in a bank.
Bernie had been working as a labourer on building sites in the UK.
When you were on the buildings, you had old clothes on you and you were in dust. To be a grand job to go in dressed up.
Like all things related to the bank, the porter role held a certain prestige.
That was one of the things that stipulated you had to have a collar and tie on you. You couldn't go up with Wellingtons on you into the bank. You'd have to be respectfully dressed. In fact, another man was getting it. He said, oh God, I couldn't have a collar and tie on me every day because I had the cows to milk and I have everything to do.
It was centre in the town.
A lot of the premises now in Elphin are, I suppose, closed, but the same as in every town. And it's great to see some of them, including yourself, opening up as a business again.
Between bringing life back to the main street and attempting to get the windmill fixed, Mary and Bernie share a devotion to their hometown. It's the start of May and the grant deadline is just 5 days away. To satisfy requirements, Mary and Colm need a finished bathroom and kitchen, but both are still empty shells.
So this is the stage that we're at in the kitchen right now. The kitchen units are ready, are made, but we had to stop. We can just see here where the leak has manifested itself.
The utility alongside the kitchen is sodden, but the source of the leak remains unclear.
In that room, there were fungi, there was mosses of every description. Oh, it was beautiful. It was an ecologist's dream. They'd been able to identify species that probably don't exist elsewhere. Just this tiny little thing had major consequences, and we had to stop everything.
Outside, Colm is stoic about the scale of the daunting challenge ahead as he seeks out a potentially endless number of leaks on the towering gable wall.
There's an area here that's kind of hollow to the sound, and there's cracks in it, so we're just going to chip off a bit of that and see is it damp behind and see is that where the problem is. If we can just find a spot where there's cracks and the wall is wet inside it, get it patched up and it stops, perfect. But it's, to be honest, it's only trial and error. There's nothing else we can do, only just keep at it till we find where the water is going in. The mortar is a little bit damp and a little bit flaky here, so there's an issue, it needs to be replaced. Whether it's the actual problem in the room or not, I don't know yet.
It's a patch-up job, but Colm's observing conservation protocol on this protected building in only fixing problem areas.
The rest of the lime plaster that's there is good enough. There's no point, and as a conservation point of view, there's no need to take it off. So we're leaving that there and just replacing what needs to be done. Yeah, we might bring out a bigger chisel, electric chisel, after a while and have a go. Be a little bit quicker.
Given the size of the gable, even with the electric chisel, work is laboriously slow.
No, it seems to be getting drier back here again, so there's another spot over here I'm going to try and see what's there. Just here, it's a little softer and wetter than the rest, so I'd imagine that's where most of the leak is getting in.
But this could be one of many sources of the damp.
Now, there are cracks back along here, so we might just decide to take a square out of here and take it all off and replaster it.
With neither of their two kitchens in place and Colm's time taken up playing whack-a-mole with the endless leaks, Mary and Colm won't make their grant deadline. It's June 2025, and at their old bank in the town of Elphin, Mary Morris and Colm Dowd are counting on a vacant property grant to make their budget work. But the deadline has passed. While Colm powers on with his seemingly endless search for the source of the building's many leaks, Hugh is dropping in for an update.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Not much seems to have changed, but what a surprise. Could this be a finished kitchen?
Oh. Well, hello. How are you?
Hugh,
Lovely
very welcome
to see
again.
you. How are you going? Are you well?
Wonderful, thank you.
Well, there we go. Now, that's a big change.
Yes.
Huh?
And your glasses match.
I know.
Green is definitely in, but the kitchen's an oasis in a house full of unfinished rooms.
So wasn't your grant up?
It was up on the 6th of May, but because we were delayed, I approached the County Council at that stage and asked them, was there a possibility of an extension? They did extend it for 3 months prior. And they gave another 3 months again, yeah.
Their new deadline to get a kitchen, bathroom and bedroom finished is August. To get that done, they need to prioritise those rooms. So it's concerning to see work continuing in the second kitchen on the next floor up. The bathroom's taking shape, but there's little progress in the main bedroom suite, where they haven't pinned down the layout of their ensuite bathroom, which will house the sauna.
So what's happening here now?
No firm decision made yet. There's a 10-foot by 10-foot space here where we can go up into the attic, and we were thinking that a spiral staircase up into that space.
Sexy,
Dreadful.
sexy.
Dreadful.
Dreadful. For me, a spiral staircase doesn't work because they're awkward. They're actually, today they're illegal.
Illegal?
Yeah, because to make them legal, they actually have to be... no, I think they have to be that size.
Yeah. That's certainly not going to work.
Building regulations state that the tread on an indoor spiral staircase must be 60 centimetres wide. So the total width of the staircase would be double that. The safety measures are there for a reason.
Saunas, sweaty, slippy. You can't come down the stairs.
It's an infrared sauna.
I don't care what it is, Mary. We all get in the sauna and we become sweaty Bettys. That's what happens to it.
Sure, all you have to do is
You
wipe your,
sweaty
wipe,
Betty.
all you have to do is wipe your feet on the mat when you come out.
You don't, you drip. You drip.
Actually.
The two of you are so difficult.
Well, there's three of us if that's the case.
All things in balance, this pair might be better to avoid extra stairs or other interventions.
I find the way you've approached the building very interesting, because an awful lot of people would have taken this building and done much more invasive restoration, whereas you haven't. And I think because of that, if you like, the essence of the building is still there.
This hulking building has no less than 33 windows. They've already refurbished the original frames in the banking hall, but almost 150 years since they were installed. Most of the 25 red deal timber sashes in the residence are rotten. Column's taking on the improbably mammoth job of restoring them all himself.
So this window should just lift out, or this frame. Just like that.
With over a century of paint and putty to remove and replace, Columns had to get crafty with his solutions. And he's removed himself to the coach house to do so.
Very basic man cave now, a little rough and ready, but it does the job. I made this. When I started doing the windows, I was researching like every good DIYer on YouTube. And a steam box seemed to be the way.
He's built his own DIY stripping steam box. It's a sauna for windows.
So now it is very rustic, it was put together here in a couple of hours one day. A bit of timber on it just to keep it together. The box is only just 1-inch insulation and the joints are done with the aluminium tape you see on the end of it. As simple as that, I'd say 100 euros maybe the whole lot. I really only use it for taking the putty off the windows. The paint, I'd find it's just as handy to take it off with a sander. We'll get this little lad here now and we'll put him in. That's that. That's it. We'll give it 45 minutes to an hour and we'll come back and see how it is. Well, exhausted, but no, it's not overwhelming just yet.
While the window is baking, Mary and Aisling May are getting creative indoors.
So up there?
Yes.
Mary did come up with this idea of having a painting over the archway above the stairs. So she asked if I could try coming up with something. It would work.
It'll be fabulous up there because you're going to get it from here. You're going to be on its eye level from that level. And when we look down there, when we stand there, you're going to see it. And it's lovely, it's like a stage.
So the idea is some sort of Renaissance-looking depiction of Mary and Column or angels or just that sort of idea.
Like frame it.
Yes.
And gold, gilt.
In gold.
Okay.
We can do
yeah?
that.
And
We'll try. We'll see how it looks.
it'll be beautiful. I know it'll be beautiful.
Aisling May works in nearby Carrick, but has devoted her evenings and weekends to getting her grand oeuvre finished in time for Mary and Colum's move-in. While the masterpiece takes shape, Hugh wants to help them focus on decorating their building. Hugh has invited Mary and Colum to join him on the bustling main street of Athboy, County Meath, to visit a bank conversion which is already an absolute treasure.
A beautiful day in Athboy.
Fabulous.
Beautiful day.
And this fabulous building. Isn't it terrific?
Fabulous, Hugh.
This imposing red brick and stone building was constructed in 1925, 45 years after Mary and Colum's new home.
So I love the scale and the size of this.
She was beautiful.
The former banking hall is now a sitting room.
But in fact, I think this is a fabulous example of how you can reimagine a bank building. The bank was so important in the town. It was a place of prestige. So these buildings were here to impose and, if you like, give authority. So when you walked through that door into here, there was a bit of fear.
Right.
And that's what these buildings were for. I also wrote you because I love the colour scheme in here. So looking at you today,
Yes, yes.
I'm looking forward to some bold colours.
Yeah, yeah.
And what do you think?
I agree with Mary.
Well, you would. Do you know what I mean?
Sorry, I'm Philistine.
So, let's go in here.
Onward, past a kooky conversion of the bank's old vault, we head to the more sober kitchen, positioned at the back of the house, just as at the Elfin Bank, and neatly designed for its compact dimensions.
So in here, they've run the presses all the way up.
Yes.
I like them going all the way up to the
Yes.
ceiling because
Yes.
it just creates a sense of drama. I always think if the presses end,
Yes.
it's like it's a dust trap.
Upstairs, as well as elegant bathrooms and bedrooms, as per Colm and Mary's plans, there's a second kitchen. It must be a bank thing. But the next stop is the upstairs living room.
I'm just interested
Yes.
to understand what design taste you like. Is this room in
This
a
is
style
it.
you like?
This is it.
Yeah,
This
I
is
thought
it.
that.
It's beautiful.
It's not stuffy. I think it's
No.
really comfy.
It's beautiful.
It's a very cozy
Yeah.
room.
So funny enough, the curtains
Work.
in this room
Yes.
really work.
They work.
Lovely heavy velvet.
Be fab in a sort of a you know, like an aubergine. I love aubergines.
Yeah.
And those sort of sumptuous colours.
Orange.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Columns catching the interiors bug.
I also like the frieze.
The frieze beneath the cornice here is made of a clever heritage roll of papier-mâché wallpaper.
It just makes the room posher.
It'll be done for you. I'd say you would have liked it.
Thanks, Hugh.
I like a little bit of polish.
It's another item for Column's to-do list.
That's only a half hour some evening with a bit of wallpaper and paste and roll it on.
I think he should make them from paper mache himself. Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. But I love that detail.
Yes.
I
I was
like
actually
that.
going to spend my time if there was any velvet left over from the curtains making a suit.
Where is this light? I should know these things. 1 minute now.
It's the 5th of August, and it's a big day at the old bank.
The grant deadline is technically 5 o'clock this evening. Here, this is fully completed. The light, the water, I don't have the kettle in situ, sorry.
The kitchen's all but complete, but a flushing toilet must also be in place for the grant team to give sign-off.
The cistern placement has been decided 3 seconds ago.
Lou officially in, they've achieved their deadline. The €70,000 from the grant will allow them to panel the stairs, complete the floorboards, and for decorating to commence. But it's not the end of the road.
We have 2 final hurdles. One being our bedroom, and the second being the breakfast room from the second kitchen upstairs.
They have a new end deadline.
Now, my Christmas starts in the shop at the beginning of November. So between November and the end of December, my input into the building is limited. Ideally, we would love to be in before Christmas, for Christmas. But I personally could be the limiting factor.
Colum's spreading his time across all the fix-ups in all the rooms. But some of the old problems just won't go away.
Yeah, this little door here, there had been a window there, and I just put down a couple of buckets of concrete there just to close off the wall, thinking I was doing wonderful work. But as it happened, when the rain came, it got onto the concrete and blew in and came down then behind the wall onto the ceiling below us.
This brand new leak has damaged the freshly finished kitchen ceiling. But that's small fry compared to the other challenges the house has thrown up.
So this window out here, I was at it last week, just breaking off the plaster, and the next thing I realised that the sill above the window was coming down, that it was kind of loose, so it was a little bit panicky for a while.
When Colm started to remove the old window, the bricks and stones began to move.
It was just a little bit nervy to see everything coming loose and there's 10, 12 foot of stone above us, and I didn't want it all coming down.
There was a danger that the wall could fall. He had to find a solution fast.
So I propped it up as best I could, but the major thing was to keep what was there in place. After a good bit of pondering, I just came to the conclusion that I'd have to put 2 concrete sills here on the outside of it.
Window secured and crisis averted, Colm could do with a break. But there's a new issue, and it's emerging from the newly installed panelling in the hallway downstairs.
Colm.
Mary. Oh, this is just too much now at this stage. This does not look like it is going to dry.
There's only 2 months left before the shop's Christmas rush kicks in. But the old bank shows no sign of stopping springing leaks.
Good night, Seattle. Isn't that what Fraser used to say?
It's November 2025. 9 months since Hugh first visited Mary and Colm's imposing but dilapidated former bank on the depopulated main street of Elphin, County Roscommon. Mary's just put the decorations up in the Emporium, but Hugh has yet to discover whether they have managed to finally patch up the endless leaks and deliver on their aim of moving in over the shop before the Christmas rush begins.
Mary, how are you? Lovely to see you. You were?
Hugh,
How
you're very
are
welcome.
you?
Very good, thank you.
Good, lovely to see you. It's so exciting.
What a gift! Not only have they fixed the leaks in the entrance hall, it is now lit up with stained glass and wrapped in pristine panelling.
You've been busy, haven't you? Isn't this looking fantastic? Wow, I love it. Isn't it just wonderful to open that door and see the hall, the stained glass window, and the amazing paneling you've put in and the color scheme? It's just extraordinary. And your choice of flooring is wonderful.
Oh, I think it's just beautiful, subtle, and yet it is of its period as well. And, even better, it doesn't show the dirt.
Oh, even better. And you've left the brick exposed?
Yes.
Here behind us,
Yeah.
yes.
The stairwell's solemn grandiosity has been softened by Mary's choice of gentle tones and the textures of the newly exposed wall beyond. It's a huge leap since Hugh's last visit.
So I'm sure the last couple of weeks have been mad busy.
Yeah, it has
Yes,
been.
without a doubt.
We set a deadline for ourselves, the 23rd of November, and it has been exhausting.
It has.
But it's well worth it.
And that's it, Christmas in our new home.
Yes.
They have worked all hours to complete. With all the challenges, no one would have anticipated such a polished finish.
The transformation is just extraordinary, isn't it, in the entrance hall? And funny enough, there's also an expectation because you've set the bar so high. You have, honestly.
The bar has yet to deliver a stair carpet, but in the kitchen on the first return, the finish is spot on, as is the second kitchen downstairs, leading to Hugh's age-old question.
How come you have 2 kitchens?
Because upstairs is very much our home. And downstairs will be part of the shop. It will be part of the working environment, all of that.
It's a living over the shop tradition we may never quite understand, but both kitchens have their own character and charm.
Downstairs, you put the cabinets right up to the ceiling, but you didn't do that here because you've retained the original cornice.
Yes.
The ceiling height cabinets downstairs are a nod to the Athboy Bank we visited, whereas here the neat original cornice is respected. It's just one example of their careful handling of the building's original fabric.
I love the idea of the way you've respected the home. And you redid all the windows.
They've all been taken out, cleaned up, resealed. Any panes of glass that needed to be changed have been changed. But they're 95, 96% original.
And Mary, I think the colour schemes you've chosen are just wonderful. Up here, we're in powder blue and a beautiful floor.
Yes, I allowed each room to develop organically. The colour schemes, they created themselves.
Well, now, hold on, darling. It's never as easy as that, Mary. Get out of it. You have a real eye for colour and detail.
I suppose we can work very well together. So Colin lets me off, and if I pick colours or whatever, he says he agrees.
I have every faith.
Yeah.
She picked me. How could she do anything wrong?
You're so right.
On that note, it's on through the transformed stage-like upper landing to this perfect pair's inner sanctum, their bedroom suite.
Look at this for a bit of yumminess.
Didn't it work out?
It's wild.
Isn't it beautiful? It's everything that we had wanted it to be.
So the lovely thing about this room is you have all that natural light coming in.
Light floods through from the main street at the front and via the windows to the garden in their super sophisticated ensuite bathroom, where the infrared sauna seems utterly at home.
Your bathroom is magic. But can I just say your selection of wallpaper is just to die for. Because when you look at it, it sheens.
Yes.
The carpet is just yummy and luxurious.
This is the ultimate in sanctuary and peace.
Hugh had worried that this busy pair would be so taken up with patching up this vast building that they wouldn't have time to focus on interiors or heritage details. There's still more to do, like creating replacement cornice to match the old, but their steady approach has paid off.
When I think about the amount of work the pair of you have done here, it's just extraordinary.
Yeah, there's a lot of time.
Over a very short period.
9 months or so.
Did you envisage the home being so fabulous?
I hadn't a clue what it was going to be. That's all down to Mary. It was her foresight from the start to buy this building. It has been her vision the way this house has been done up. And it is fabulous.
Throughout this project, Mary underplayed the work and talent she put into planning the interiors.
There's a consistency of style,
Yes.
which just unites the whole home. So the two of you must be very proud of what you've achieved here.
This is very soppy right now, but there's an awful element of pride and column for me. I can come up with a design idea, but to actually put it into place is the problem. So I'm very proud of that.
Their warm dedication to this 145-year-old building has lit a fire at the heart of this venerable town's main street.
But it's just super to see the lights on.
The lights on.
In a building on the main street, because that also sort of generates people
Yes.
thinking
Of course it does,
about
yeah.
it. So since you've started to
Yes.
undertake the work
Yes.
here, the building across the road has been done up
Yes,
and finished.
yes,
This building is now being
Yes.
done up and finished.
yes.
So you've started a trend.
Literally, yes.
It's Mary and Colum's payback for what the street gave them, each other.
And of course, we have where you met, across the road.
It's the road.
Yeah. So, like, romance blossoms. What? Isn't that
That's
wonderful?
great.
And as locals, they've brought the village into this once formidable building's heart.
Originally, this was a very posh home.
And
And
it
the
is.
pair of you,
And it
like, we have the two poshies in the town.
No, it is.
I'm still country.
Let's go visit the drawing room. Mum.
And your colour pencils with you.
Well, their country ways have made a silk purse of a sow's ear here. From the moody dining room to the Georgian whimsy of the main bathroom and the spacious spare rooms, Colum and Mary's artistic take on the drawing room is a masterpiece.
Well, the wonderful drawing room, back to its original splendour.
Yes.
They replaced a modern fireplace with this marble wonder, which Mary found at auction.
There's just the right amount of furniture, but I love the way the walls aren't cluttered with paintings or anything. You've just really allowed the architecture of...
Speak for itself.
Yeah. Yeah, because these are all the original
Yes.
features.
There's also one sizable new feature yet to be hung.
and we have a painting in production.
Yes, our niece, Aisling May, this is the painting that she's working on. Now, it's like any piece of art.
Takes
finished.
its time.
It does take time. And when it is completed, it will look beautiful.
It'll be fabulous.
And does she get the bedroom?
She's getting the bedroom.
Oh.
When she completes this.
Aisling May's masterwork will pay for her bed and board here. But what has this vast project cost, Mary and Colm?
How much was the building?
The building was 330.
And your budget on the works?
Was 235, and that it was inclusive of that 70,000.
Which is the vacant and derelict property
Yes.
ground.
So right now,
Yes.
to this point,
Yes.
225.
Wow.
So with the 25 windows that Colm completed, so that has been a saving, a big saving, possibly of 70,000.
Wow.
That allowed us then to do
Finish the house.
Yes, and do nicer interiors. And now we have still things to finish.
Yeah.
But it won't be another 10,000 will finish.
Well done.
Yes.
Finish me off.
Yes, well, we don't want you gone yet.
No, not yet.
Yeah.
Can I just say that the quality of the finishes and the wallpaper and the curtains and your fireplace and everything does you justice.
Yes.
You don't feel anything's been scrimped.
It's an incredible achievement at an affordable price. And it's been made possible by Colm's Trojan work and Mary's meticulous planning, grant wrangling and vintage bargain sourcing.
So here, come here, lads. Thank you so much. I think what you've done here is truly amazing.
It has become a home.
Thank you.
Thank you
Come
very
here.
much.
Thank you.
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Well done, Mary.
Thank you.
Just love it.
Most importantly now at the minute is a little rest.
Okay.
You both need a rest. Huh?
Definitely do.
Well done.
I give you a hug, you
He's
know,
getting
no.
emotional too.
I'm not, I'm ready to fall down.
Oh, Colm, I can't believe it. He kept going all this length of time to the last minute.
After 9 months of slog, Colm deserves a good rest. But first, it's time to throw open the doors to their friends and family to share in the grand reveal of this hard-earned home.
Oh, you do have great taste, Mary, now. I'd have to hand it to you. Colm has his moments too, but I would actually do have good taste.
A love of Elfin drew niece Aisling May all the way here from Italy, and she's honoured to be part of this new family home.
No one else would be able to take on a project as mad as this and have such results. You can see Mary's style and Colm's work in this.
I love the fact that Mary's from Elfin and Colm's from just outside the village. They both met romantically in the central bar across the road, came out the door, looked at this building, and little did they know that this was going to become their love nest. The purpose of this building was to make a statement about the bank, and what Colm and Mary have done is to transform that perception of this building into being part of the community, part of the neighbourhood. They've created the most personalised and loving home. This building is no longer intimidating, but is one of a céad míle fáilte.
I'm just so thankful and so appreciative of you.
What's Colm going to do now when it's all done?
Sleep.